All righty. I'll wait for one or two people to show up. I was going to make the picks tomorrow. I'm confident already about the picks, so we're going to make them tonight. Plus, there's no one home, so it's probably better that I do this tonight. Not everyone's going to be home tomorrow, so I'm going to be making the picks tonight. And I already have a very strong feeling of what's going to happen and why. And the money props and all that seem to favor that on my end as well, as in the public is betting the other way. So I want to wait for Joe Zini, maybe John or Rose to come on. So I'll wait for Joe Zini to come on because I know he's going to really want to see this one. Joe Zini, I am making the picks tonight. I'm already feeling, yes, they're official tonight. I'm going to go. I've kind of already had a feeling, but everything I saw, and I'm going to explain it all. So, and I, it said I had some connection issues, so I wanted to fix that real quick. So, like I said, Denver plus 10.5, Seattle plus 3.5. So, Jake, I think he's going to go the other way probably with the Super Bowl, but I'm going to tell you why I'm taking the games the way I'm taking them. So, as I said, there's a scheduling formula. It started in 2002, and I'm trying to find like a way to show you guys, but you get what I mean. So 2002 started the new NFL standings. So 12 years, the end was 2013. Okay. So the next 12 years is 2014 to 2025. Something in common with 2013 and with 2025. So we're going to go over that right now. Let's show you the 2013 standings. So this was 12 years ago. Denver the one, Seattle the one, of course, New England the two, Cincinnati the three. I'm going with this. Denver and Seattle were both three and were both the ones. In that season, Denver beat the 6 seed first to start off. Who did they beat in the divisional round? Buffalo, who was what? The 6 seed. Denver then played New England in the conference championship. They're playing New England as who's the 2 again in the conference championship. Something to keep in mind. Seattle, who did they beat to start off? They beat New Orleans, the 6. Oh, and by the way, I got New Orleans that year. Who was the 6 this year? San Francisco. Okay, they beat the 6 again. Who did they beat in the conference championship? They beat the 5 seed, who happened to be the second best team in their division and the second best team in the conference in the 49. Who are they playing this year? The Rams, who are the 5 seed and the second best team in the conference again. It's working out. Let's show it to you. So I'll show it to you. I'm going to compare it right now. Oops. I want to zoom out. So as you can see, Seattle, they beat the 6 seed Niners. They're now playing the 5 seed Rams. Same thing here. Beat the 6 seed Saints, beat the 5 seed Niners. And their records. By the way, I forgot to label this record. 14-3 for both Seattle and Denver. Okay, same 3 losses. And the same 3 losses almost identical. So who did they lose to? Who did Seattle lose to in 2013? They lost at San Francisco, who again was the second best team in the conference. They lost at home against Arizona, their one home loss. And then they lost 2 at Indianapolis in 2013. This year, they lost at the Rams. Oh, wait a minute. They lost one divisional opponent at home. Same. They lost at the second best team in the conference. Same. And third loss was, who was their, I'm trying to think who their third loss was to. That one I don't, and then they lost at home. I believe it was at home to Tampa Bay. Let me. So a little different years ago in terms of who they lost to, but very identical. Very identical. Let's go to Denver's side of the aisle. Who did they lose to in 2013? They lost to only one divisional opponent. They went 5-1, and that was to the Chargers. They lost to New England in New England, and they lost to Indianapolis. Who did they lose to this year? Indianapolis, the Chargers. Let me say it again. Indiana only divisional loss, same two teams there. Loss was to Jacksonville. And all three losses were in the conference, same as 2013. It's almost as if they're giving us the exact same script with the same schedule, basically. 14 of the 17 games, at least, are the exact same as they were 12 years ago. And so I'm just going to stick with it. So Denver is going to make the Super Bowl. Now, this is where I go with, but Denver, you would be getting the most money taking Denver right now. Well, I said it's going to be the exact same script, right? So, and I'm saying everything's going to be the same. That means I expect Seattle to again. So that takes care of that problem. So I think it will be for Seattle. I don't think it's going to, be the thing where there's the safety right away. I expect Seattle to manhandle Denver again in the Super Bowl. I expect that same matchup in a similar outcome. It won't be similar to the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 48. Super Bowl 48 and Super Bowl 60 are going to be similar in terms of the matchup and in terms of the score. That's my take. I think Seattle is going to handle Denver. That's just where. Am I cutting out? Oh crap. So I'll repeat it just in case it cut out. And I'm going to make a video too. I am going to make a video of it. So Denver, and I'll say it again for anyone who missed. Denver 13-3. Last time they played the schedule that they played in 2013, 14-3 this year, same amount of losses, 3 losses. They lost to the Chargers and the Colts both times. They lost to New England 12 years ago. They lost to Jacksonville this year. Going to the other side, the NFC side, Seattle 13-3, 14-3, and I didn't give him the 14th win, but same 3 losses though. Basically, only one was different in the terms of the context. So Seattle, and I'm repeating for people who weren't here because I saw a couple more people come in. They lost to the second best team in the conference in their division at home on the road. That was the Niners 12 years ago. That was the Rams this year. Same thing. They lost to the third best team in the division at home. It was Arizona. And they lost to Tampa this year. They lost to Indianapolis 12 years ago. But very similar. Oh, and then the playoff results. And again, I'm repeating for people who just came. Denver, they had the bye both times. Obviously, the 1 seeds have the bye. So they had the bye both times. To start off. The Chargers, this year Buffalo. It was Chargers 12 years ago. Very strange. And it was that similar close game too. And then they're playing the 2 seed New England, who they played 12 years ago, the 2 seed New England, who was 1 game or right there with Denver. So they were both 14-3 this year. New England was 12-4 last year. Kind of strange that that's happening again. Seattle at the 1. Who they beat the 6th seed to start off the playoffs. That was New Orleans 12 years. That was San Francisco last week. And going to the conference championship, they played the second best team in their division and arguably in the conference. That was San Francisco, the 5 seed 12 years ago. That is the Rams, the 5 seed this week. Pretty strange that they were both 5 seeds. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I think it's going to be Seattle-Denver. Just for anyone who is worried about, okay, there's no way they're going to let Denver win because of how big of an underdog they are. Don't worry, because Seattle is going to manhandle them again. The exact same thing as 12 years ago. Denver, Seattle, and Seattle kicks Denver's ass. Again. So that is my pick for this game. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I'm going to go with the same script because it's been playing the same. It's been basically the same at the 1 seed. The seeds that they beat in the playoffs, the teams that they lose to, or the seeds that they lose to, it's been very similar, extremely similar to 12 years ago. So I'm just going to go with that. I'm going to say Seattle manhandles Denver in the Super Bowl. I do think, like 12 years ago, that the Seahawks-Ram game is going to be much closer than the Super Bowl. So Seattle-San Francisco 12 years ago, that game was much more competitive than the Super Bowl. And I think it will be the exact same thing here. And then Denver-New England, that will be a close game, but Denver pulls it out. Same thing as 12 years ago. It is. I think it's going to be the exact same. So there you go with that. That is my pick. That is the main thing I wanted to do here tonight. That's my pick. I am going to make a non-live stream video of this as well. I'm going to send it to Jake so that he can see exactly why I'm going this route, because I really think they're going to repeat 12 years ago again. I see it. Everything is lined up for that. The seeds, the loss numbers, they both had 3 losses both times. They're tied again. They basically lost to the same teams again. They beat the same seeds, and they're playing the same seeds. It's real strange. And when I see it, I think it's a repeat. I do. I see it. I see there being a repeat for those exact reasons. Now, I'm going to, of course, say, like I said, I'm going to do a video of this, and I'm going to really break it down. But I see it being the same thing again. It was the same thing. It's not even like there's any difference either. Not only are the opponents the same that they played in the regular season, basically, or 90% of the opponents, it's the losses, it's the teams that they play, it's the teams that they lost to. Like I said, Denver, basically every team they lost to, minus, except for New England, it was Jacksonville. Same 2 teams that they lost to for the other 2. See, and that's why I have to think that it's those 2 again, and that it's going to be the same type of blowout again. So there you go. Those are my picks. They do love to run those scripts again, because no one's following. And that's the other thing. Think about why this makes sense. So why does it make sense? So, and I get Jake's argument. I get it. And he is very smart, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was onto something and then I'm wrong. He could be right. But why am I taking Seattle over the Rams? Well, Seattle, everyone thought they were going to be the worst team in the league, or one of them. So, and people, the Rams were getting really hot last year, and I knew people that took them to win a Super Bowl at the beginning of the year. No one took Seattle seriously. No one. And people still are not. People are taking the Rams over Seattle. I'm telling you, this is a major opportunity for a rug pull. And that is why I think Seattle wins this game. And yes, the quarterback, and Joe Zini is right, and I did mention this. The quarterback for Denver's out, and that is why they're going to do the rug pull. And then they're going to have them get smoked by Seattle. Seattle will do whatever they want on them because people will take Denver probably for the Super Bowl. And so I'm going to say it's Seattle. It's the same script, same opponents, same script. That is what's going to happen this year. I was, since the beginning of the playoffs, this is what I thought was going to happen. And now I'm sold. Now I'm sold that that's what's going to happen again. So right now, that's what I see happening. Next year, maybe we'll see something else. And I think that's a smart. Listen, I don't like betting, and I would just recommend you don't bet at all. But Joe Zini, I'm based off of how things are going. That may be a smart take. Please don't bet a lot, though. And I'm not responsible if you lose. Please tell me that you bet very light, because I highly recommend you bet light. Do. Just looking at everything, just seeing how everything's playing out, it's the same. I'm seeing the same script and the defense. In 2013, they nicknamed themselves the Legion of Boom. And this year, they're nicknaming themselves the Dark Side. It's that same story with that defense and the running game, same thing. I see basically the 2013 Seahawks with younger faces. I do. That's what I see in the Seattle team. It's the same, script from 2013 that they're recycling because it's the exact same opponents as 12 years ago. That's what they're doing. It's the same exact phony script. It is going to be the exact same teams years ago. I don't think, they're going to, when Peyton Manning with that snap, I don't think they're going to have that happen with Stidham. Who knows, though? Maybe they recycle that too. I definitely think, though, it's going to be a rout, and Seattle will destroy Denver again. That I'm confident in. I'm confident in that. That is for damn sure. Oh, man. Oh, no. Yes, and I have been on a roll. Joe Zini, you're right. I would not have betted $100. And Joe Zini, that is his choice. He has every right to do it. He's his own person. Personally, I would not have done that. I like to be very careful with my finances. I'm hoping I'm, right just for you. I mean, I would hope for your sake that I get this right, but yeah, I would always be careful, especially when betting that much. I would have, probably I would have bet like 10, probably. But it is his decision. And I'm hoping that you win. And if I lose, unlike Zach Hubbard and his fake phony, calling people out, now I'm not responsible for your losses, but I will admit that I lost. Zach Hubbard doesn't do that. I will. I will say I lost if I lose. And I have. I said in one of the 3-team teasers, I lost with the Chargers by 1 point. I mean, if it's not much for you, Joe Zini, then that's good. I just get worried for my friends sometimes, and I am worried in a good way. It's not like, but I really hope I'm right for you. But we'll see. We'll see. But based off of how things are going, I have to think And again, I'm going to really explain this on a video. Oh man. Oh man. I mean, yeah, I would think that it would be a repeat just because there's too many things similar. We'll see though. Maybe Jake is onto something too. I am once I make my non-stream video, I'm gonna send that to Jake so that he can watch it because I do think he needs to see this. But I'm thinking it's the same of years ago. I really do. Okay, sharing my screen now because I'm done with that. And that was me looking up that other game. I am now going to play games for fun and entertainment. Because why the hell not? I got nothing better to do, so we're just going to play games. Because the picks is what that's really all I had was the picks. I didn't have anything else to share today, but I'll play games. And it's just Joe Zini. So Joe Zini can have a fun time watching that. So I just got done with the picks. It does look like a couple more people are here. So my picks again are the Seattle plus 3.5 and Denver plus 10.5 in a 2-team teaser. I do think both those teams win, Denver and Seattle, and that Seattle beat Denver in the Super Bowl. So those, and I'm going to why. I already explained it in the stream. I'm not going to explain it, again. And if you want to rewind, if you're there for the pick reasons, you can rewind as well because I do explain it. So, and I will make a video about it. So, makes a ton of sense. I don't know what goes on sometimes here. I don't know what goes on. Okay, that's better. Okay, now I'm back. And it's the curse of feet because you see here, I messed up the stream. Hey, hey. Because I'm a freaking clown. You see, because I'm the curse of QNF. And I love the Fred Zoid because I'm gay for him. Hey, hey. Yeah, that's QNF. That's my QNF impression. Yes, he's obsessed with Flatzoid. It's creepy. No, and I'm not really gay. I'm just pretending to be QNF who's obsessed with this dude. And dude, and seriously, this Flatzoid guy, for people who don't know what the hell I'm talking about, he gets less than 5 views per video and stream. This QNF guy makes it out like this guy gets millions of views. He gets nothing. And then he stabbed us all in the back. Whatever, QNF. You stink. Dude, you stink. We had so much trust in you throughout all these years. Shady Davy D. LaFleur had so much trust in you. And you blew it, QNF. You really blew it. No, here's the thing, everybody. I'm Jaron. I'm a creep, and I show people's peepees. So I like to do it for the contest. I'm Jaron. Picks are pinned, by the way. Yeah, exactly. 70 videos. Spot on with that. Because my name is QNF. Oh my god. That QNF stinks. QNF stinks. He used to be good. He does have good old videos, but he stinks now. He sucks now. Because it's about the lead. And that's me doing QNF again. Okay. And Bowser wins again. I'm on a roll here. Oh. really. Ooh, I went for the undefeated. Didn't get hit once, and it's going to show up in the award. There you go. See, no damage. Undefeated. And all righty, I'm just going to let the others do their stuff first, and then I'll come to tricks. That's how I'm going to play this game. I may chuck the fire too. Oh, okay, I got hit. So now I'm just going to go. Now I'm just going to attack him. I got hit. That's the second hit now. Oh, oh, there we go. There we go, everybody. Okay, now let's actually. Now, everybody, I got a Super Smash Bro. Lockbox. So I'm Al Gore. I was a former vice president and the 2000 presidential candidate for these United States. Now, I want everyone to get a free lockbox so that they have something to look forward to in their lifetime. Now, the lockbox may contain multiple things like, well, food, sex, and religion. That's what goes in a lockbox. And sometimes, if the lockbox is big enough, you put yourself in it. Instead of getting a casket when you die, get a lockbox so that everyone will always remember you. I'm Al Gore, the 2000 presidential candidate. And message from that time, the one word that described my 2000 campaign is lockbox. All right, Al Gore. Like I said, I've already made the picks. The picks are there, and you can rewind to watch me describe it. I've already did that part. That was over in the first half hour. So now I'm just having fun. So no, this is not false advertising. I did make the picks. You can rewind and go listen to me make the descriptions and everything. I did it. And I'm going to make a video about it too. So now let's see what goes on, because I'm Rich from Boston, Massachusetts. Now, get right with God here. You see, this is what it looks like underneath the bed. This game is what it looks like underneath the bed. But at any rate, I digress. Oh, by the way, buy all my drugs. You can get them in the description. Yeah, that's Richie from Boston. Oh, shit. All right, so here we go again. Oh, I thought I ended it. Oh, I guess. So I'll just finish this game. Why the hell not? Because it's the Freakazoid. Hey, hey.